Hello, loved ones. Oh, sorry I haven't been here for a while. I've been doing some more learning. And I had to go for away for a while. And I wasn't really in a conducive space to do readings, I suppose you'd say. I still do them for myself, but I'm trying to get over this. It has to look decent thing that I've got going. So, you know, maybe one day I will share the end of my chair where I do a lot of my readings. But the other thing is, I learned that no matter how much work you do on yourself and how hard you try to be independent and self-secure and have really good self-worth, when you're learning and trying new things and stepping outside your comfort zone, being brave in yourself is important to do that, and having enough faith in yourself to try is really important. Otherwise you won't try because you'd be frightened of making mistakes. But I discovered that even being brave and stepping outside your comfort zone, that positive feedback, even constructive criticism is good. But any kind of positive feedback from someone you respect or whose opinion matters to you, it does the world of good for your confidence and your belief in what you are doing and how you are learning and progressing is heading in the right direction. And then I had a moment where I thought that through, and I thought, well, does that mean my self-esteem isn't strong enough, or does it mean I'm still relying on the opinions of others to determine whether I'm good enough or not? And I thought, no, it doesn't. It means that because you're new to this, you're not 100% sure if there is a better or an easier way of doing what you're doing. And the people who don't learn from those who have gone before them are just reinventing the wheel, and they're wasting their time and energy trying to, you know, take all the steps that have already been taken for them. It's like when adults have made the mistakes that their children are making, and you can see that the children are making the mistake, and you think, if you just listen to me, I could save you a whole heap of grief. But of course, 9 times out of 10 they don't, and then they have their grief. Part of the plan, I think. But hopefully as you get older, you learn that it's okay to learn from others and not have to do it all your own way or all yourself. So that's the fine line of stepping outside the comfort zone and learning from others. Anyway, I've also decided to start mentioning tarot decks that I love, because I'm a bit obsessed with them now, and I love collecting them because of the feel and the imagery and the energy I get from them. But I'm also going to refer to readers I have learnt a lot from, or articles I've learnt from. So today, my biggest shout out goes to the Aussie Goddess. I don't know if any of you've watched my earlier videos, but I mentioned having gone to a psychic and a clairvoyant earlier this year, and Yvonne, the Aussie Goddess, was the lady I went to see because I watched her every day, and learnt a lot from her. So she's my number one go-to for readings and watching on YouTube. There are others who I'll get to, but yep, shout out to beautiful Yvonne. And getting back to coming round Billy Connolly style to my original train of thought, it was her feedback and her opinion of what I was doing and how I was doing it that gave me motivation to keep going. So thank you for that, Yvonne. Anyway, onward and upward. What have we got today? I've been falling out while I talk, which is what I usually do. I'm a bit worried about shuffling for too long. So I might start shuffling off camera and then see how we go. But they just fall out when I'm shuffling, and that's the best. They're the best readings I get. Anyway, is there anything else? Yep, there is. This deck I'm using is the White Sage Tarot. It's beautiful, it's perfect size, and the imagery is divine. I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms from Colette Baron Reid as clarifiers. Thank you. And I got the Angels of the Light Oracle. It is divine. It says down the bottom, an oracle for divine connection, and let me tell you, it is divine. So I'll show you some of those. Geez, we're going now. Oh, hold on, that one hit the floor, so it really wanted to come out. Is there any more? Right. What have we got? Page of Cups. Young emotional offering, Five of Swords. Okay. Looks like you've gone from having a lot of what you wanted. You know, you've got the Lovers and the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. I mean, you can't get better. But then there's been, whether it's it's a mental battle or a battle of wits or a battle of wills, there's been some disturbance in the force, and to me it feels like you against others, or that's what you could be thinking. I mean, the color combination in this is beautiful. I love when it just kind of flows. It's like an emotional Page of Cups is looks like an emotional fragility. It's holding the emotions very close to her chest, and she's looking at the remnants of the battle as if to say, I'm not quite sure what to do now or how to feel now. I thought I knew. I thought I had it all. But now I'm not so sure. I'm a bit uncertain again and a bit unsure. So let's see what we've got. Lots of majors coming out. Okay. So it looks like you're definitely unsure, because you've got this emotional uncertainty, and in comes the Page of Wands right behind it, which is also the same colouring and the same age in strength, I suppose you'd say. So there's an uncertain idea, passion. So I'd say somewhere along the line in here, when you thought you had it all, something or someone came in and pretty well cut it to shreds. They could have said something, they could have disclosed a truth that had been kept from you, so you thought you were still in perfection, happy land, and that just destroyed it. It could be somebody intervening, or it could be your own thoughts undermining and causing serious self-doubt, which has really, if that's true, it's put the cat amongst the pigeons, because now you're back to almost, I feel like almost tiptoeing. If you look at these pages, neither of them are moving. They're just kind of standing still looking. It's like if we don't move, nobody will see us. We'll just watch. We'll just wait and watch what happens next, before we decide what we're going to do. So then you've got a wish coming true. It's almost like the energies are flip-flopping so much and so fast, you can't keep up. And speaking of energies, this could be somebody you're close to, or a partner, or a soulmate, or a friend, or a family member, whoever you're, if it's ringing any bells for you, you can always swap the characters. But I'm feeling this is for whoever's watching it. I feel like there's, like I said, there's a disturbance in the force. You're feeling like you've lost your mojo a bit. Here's the Star card next. And I don't think this is a wish coming true for you. I think this is you making a wish. I think you are, that's burning sage. Look at what I've got on my table. That's sage, burning, cleansing around your wishes so that they're pure and they're true, and you're sending them out. And in the meantime, you're really taking some time, because that is followed by the Hermit and the Hanged Man. So whatever's happened to cause you to be still and to really think about what you're wishing for, you're doing it in a way that's really going deep. You're really going to re-look at what you thought you had, or what you thought was secure, and to reevaluate things, because you've got the Hermit and the Hanged Man here. Now, even if you look at the Hermit card, he's hanging upside down. He's sloth, but he's hanging, and he's covered. He's, he's tucked himself right in, but he's also hanging. And then you've got the Hanged Man, who is hanging. So they're both taking time out and really taking their time. They're not rushing into the time out zone. They're really taking their time to go in and look at things from different perspectives and see what they missed, see what they weren't seeing before. And then you've got two kings coming in. And I get the feeling that these could be father figures. They could be a partner. But, or it could just be people around you. If you look at these cards, they're both focused directly, and they're not roaring, they're not sitting upright on a throne waving their fingers around. They're just watching. And I think you feel like people are watching and waiting to see how you're going to react to all of this, how you're going to deal with it, how you're going to come out of it, out of what's happened. And you feel like that they're high in emotional stability or intellect and knowledge and truth, and that you're just being watched to see how you're going to come out of this. They're not sure how you're going to come out of this emotionally, or how your thoughts are going to control what you do next. So people are just watching. There's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of stagnation here, a lot of time out, a lot of waiting. But I'm pretty sure this is actually quite an interesting reading, because here you've got the Four of Cups, and in this deck I see it as learning from all past experiences and putting it into a greater knowledge base. It's a real gathering of resources and pooling them together for strength and resilience and emotional fortitude due to what's happened. So instead of dealing with whatever's happened with one of these tiny little cups, you're getting all your previous learning, all your previous experience, and you're pooling all your resources and your support. It's all being flooded into this one cup of strength and support for you. So you do have people around you who know what's going on and who accept that you're taking a time out, but they're there, they're waiting in the wings. They're there to support you, to pick you up if you need it, but they know that you're not going to be rushed and you're not rushing through this. So they're just waiting, they're just watching. Somewhere along the lines, you feel like you've had to defend yourself, defend where you stand and defend what you're going through, which is understandable. A lot of people do. Where have you been? I haven't seen you for ages. You haven't been on Facebook or Twitter or, Insta fame. And so people want to know where you've been, what's been going on, what you've been doing, but because you've a little bit fragile, a little bit taken aback. I wouldn't say it's a big trauma, but it's a real, oh fuck, I didn't see that coming, or I thought it was something different, and now I'm going to have to reevaluate everything. So now in this process, you've had to defend what you're doing, and that's okay. That's actually really good. If you can stand up and say, I need to take some time out, I need some time to myself, that's a very good sign of self-worth and self-respect and self-care. If you can verbalize that this is what you need to do, and to ask people to respect you and respect that choice. So that's a very good sign, because then it's going to work out. It's really going to work out. You've got the sun coming out here, which will pull you out of your funk. It will really pull you out of your funk. And followed by that is the Judgment card in reverse. Now, a lot of times I don't read reversals, but there were two that fell out, and only two, so I'm keeping those in reversals. But, I don't see Divine Judgment in reverse as a bad thing. I think there's no judgment here. There's no judgment for you, and it's not a pointing fingers at another party. I think whatever has happened was more part of your development than anything else. It shook up your beliefs in order to teach you that it's what we believe it is. So if we believe that we are living in honey and roses, and something seriously shakes that foundation, it's up to us then to go away and look at our beliefs. And yes, we might be living in honey and roses, and it will come back to that. But was it a solid foundation? Was it what I really wanted? Was it me who could have handled things differently? And I'm not saying spend 2 years over analysing everything and getting no sleep. Thank God the Nine of Swords isn't here. So no, don't overanalyze it. Be gentle with yourself. Take the time you need and love yourself and look after yourself. And don't judge yourself. I don't think you're going to with the Judgment card in reverse. And I don't think this is something that requires a judgment per se. So that's really good. Lots of self-care and self-worth. The next card is the Magician. And I think you'll discover in your time out that while certain things in our life are put on our path to teach us and help us grow, and no barking, baby. Good boy. Who's a good boy? She's a good boy. My baby's helping me do a reading. These things are put on your path to help you learn and grow and develop. But ultimately, we are our own magic. We have our own magic, and everybody's magic is different. But we are unique, and we have an inbuilt ability to fly or fall with the feather. You can fly or you can fall. And how we look at what we're going through determines whether we fly or fall. It's not the situation, it's how we look at things, and we are the creators of our own experience. So I think you'll come out of this realizing that you are flying and you are going to fly, and it doesn't really matter what you come across. This will make you stronger. Whatever it is you're going through, it's definitely going to make you wiser and stronger, and you'll be quite glad that whatever it is happened. Maybe not straight away, but you'll look back and you'll say, yep, I'm really glad that I learnt that from this situation. And you are your own magician, you are your own magic. And finally, we've got the Tower in reverse. Now, awesome, you've already had your Tower moment. That was way back here in the Swords development. So you've already had it. You won't need it again. You've already been shaken out and tipped upside down. And I think what this is saying is there's no need to worry about it. Don't, when you're going through this timeout, don't spend your time worrying that it will happen again, worrying that you made the wrong choices and worrying that you didn't learn. Be comforted in what you're doing, that it's okay to take time out, it's okay to look after yourself, and it's okay to not regroup and get your mojo back. So I hope this is resonating and giving some people who've had a bit of a shake-up, whoever this is for, you've had a bit of a shake-up, don't doubt yourself. Don't go into catastrophic thinking that everything's terrible and we will, I'll never get over it, I'll never change, I'll never do this, I'll never do that. No, it's relax, let yourself breathe, cleanse any energy that you need to cleanse. Look at what you want and what you need in you, and take care of yourself. Now let's have a look what angels are there for you at the moment. Wait, 2. That was quick. See, now look at these cards. I just want to show you. They are perfect inside. And the artistry is divine. So what have we got? Little angels. We've got the angel of detachment and the angel of sweet shyness. And if you look at over here, like I was saying, how they're timid and kind of a bit unsure and just watching. They're not aggressive, they're sweet and they're shy. And I think she's looking after you, this angel of sweet shyness. She's looking after you and protecting you while you are in this vulnerable stage of going through what you're going through. And the angel of detachment, who is beautiful. I mean, look at her. Just look at her. Just take that in for a minute. When I said don't go into catastrophic thinking, don't find yourself overthinking and becoming overwhelmed. Try to, when you go into this hermit hangman mode, which I'm strongly recommending time out for anybody who's going through stuff. Not isolating, just taking a time out, a pause, hitting the pause button. Detaching from what is going on is quite healthy, because it helps you look at it from a subjective, not from a subjective, from an objective point of view. A bit outside, I say to people, just step outside for a minute. You're in this circle, a bubble, just step outside and look at it from afar. And that's what detachment is. So I think that's the advice, just detach from what's going on for a moment and things will come around. Find take some time out, step back into the sunlight, find your own power again and decide for yourself. What are you going to look at? How are you going to look at things? Because you've got amazing support and I strongly feel that you're going to come out of this much better. So with that, my loves, I don't think we need anything else. I hope this resonates. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and share and subscribe and all those pressy buttony things. And I love you lots, and I'll see you soon. Hugs and kisses.